you are right on time. I'm just going to double check your file here. Alright, so it's been a little while since the last time you came here. So we're just gonna do a little bit of a skin check and make sure that everything looks good. Yeah, so I'm just gonna ask you a few questions to start off, just to see whether there's been any sort of changes with your skin or if you've noticed anything a little bit different. Okay, so to begin with, do you have any allergies? Has anything changed there? Okay. Okay. And has there been anything different with your skin that you've noticed? Like, is there any new dry patches or just anything that looks a little bit different? Okay. No, that's perfectly fine. Okay. And what is your current skincare routine? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always recommend to people to start off simple to begin with. Of course, everyone has different types of skin, but generally, just using a nice fragrance-free cleanser and moisturizer once a day to begin with will work out quite well. Oftentimes, you can overdo it by cleansing way too often during the day and using a lot of serums and products that will end up damaging your skin barrier and actually making the issues a bit more problematic instead of solving it. So it's good to keep it simple. Okay. And do you have any questions that have been on your mind before this appointment? Okay. I'm just gonna jot it down so both of us don't forget it. Because I want to make sure that we cover everything. Okay. And just perfect. So to begin with, I'm just gonna get a little bit closer and just visually see if there's anything different or anything that looks like it needs just a little bit more attention. Okay, let's see your nose. That can often be a issue area just because that's where the sun can hit it a lot. But it seems to look okay. Yeah, you've been using your sunscreen. Yep. No, that's good. That's good. Okay. So I just see, yeah, right there and right there, and yeah, there's just a couple spots that to look at a little bit closer and just make sure that everything is okay in those areas. Okay, yeah, they just look a little bit irritated, just a little bit of redness, which can be perfectly normal, but I just want to make sure that there's nothing happening under the surface that we need to be concerned about. Okay, so let me get my gloves here. Perfect. So just stay still, and I'm just going to feel over those specific areas, making sure that the skin is looking nice and healthy. Okay. I'll move up to the cheeks here. Okay, and I'm just gonna get a little bit closer here, just making sure that everything is looking okay. Okay. And we'll check the other side there. Perfect. And now just the forehead here. Okay. So I'm not feeling any hardness under your skin here. That's good. No, that's good. Everything is looking pretty good right now. I'm not feeling anything outside of the ordinary. Okay. And we'll just feel under the jaw. Make sure that there's no inflammation. And let's just pat these areas here and making sure that there's normal flexibility and bounce back in the skin. Okay, it's all looking good. I'm just gonna grab my flashlight here and just very gently take a look really closely and seeing the pores, just making sure that I'm not missing anything. Okay, I'm just gonna get a little closer here, just because there's this little spot right there. Okay, no, it's good. Let's keep going along the face. We'll start along the edges and make our way inwards. Just making sure that we're not gonna miss any little spot. Okay, let's just look at this. Okay, this area is looking pretty good. Yeah, so far, the only spots that have caught my eye just look like a little bit of dryness, which is typical for the season. So just adding a little bit more moisturizer in those sections should solve that issue pretty quickly. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And just close your eyes here. Yeah, I'm just gonna check out around the eyelids, but I don't want to shine the bright light in your eye. So just keep your eyes closed, and I'm just going to take a look here. Okay. And just keep your eyes closed. I'm just gonna do the other eye and just seeing if there's any irregularities, anything that looks a little off, but so far I haven't seen anything. No, you've been doing a good job of keeping your skin safe and healthy. Okay. And I'm just, keep the eyes closed, please. And I'm just gonna look underneath the eye, kind of the eye bag area. Just making sure everything is okay. Alright, you can open your eyes. No, that looked good. Now I'm just going to very gently just kind of massage the skin. This is kind of the triple check of the procedure. Just making sure that I didn't miss anything. Not that I ever do, but just making sure. Now, once this is all finished, I actually have a couple skincare samples you can try out. Yeah, I always recommend patch testing before putting the entire thing over your face. So they're just fragrance free for sensitive skin. There's going to be a cleanser and a moisturizer, and I think we actually got in just a small tube of sunscreen that you can try out. This one has a bit of moisturizing properties, but the important part, it is 60 SPF, which can kind of be harder to find. Oftentimes you'll see SPF of only 15, and I normally recommend at least 30, and so this will be a bit of a stronger sample that you can try out. Alright, so I'm not feeling anything, I haven't seen anything, and like I said, those couple of problem areas right there and there, yeah, I would just chalk that up to dryness. There's nothing really to worry about. So just take all these gloves off and we'll wrap you up for today. Alright, so looking back at your file here, I saw that you Yeah, there is this question you had. Did I answer it during our appointment? Yeah? Okay, let me just write that down to make sure that I remember that we covered it. Okay, so I'm just gonna jot down that there was nothing that I saw that was troublesome. No, you are free and clear. There were no issues. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, and here are the samples for you. Yeah, you can just try them out. They're only about a week's supply, but that should be enough to see whether you like it or not. Is there anything else I missed? No other questions that came up? No? Okay. Well, if you see any sort of changes or normally I recommend coming in every year just to get your skin looked at, but you can also treat it as a case-by-case basis. So if there's anything that you're a little bit concerned about, feel free to come back in and we'll get you checked out. All right. Well, thanks for coming in, and I'm glad it was a positive one. And have a wonderful night. Good night.